Welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. And greetings, blessings, salutations, and love once again. Welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott, and I say this often. Here I go quoting myself. I say it often, but I am truly excited to get started again today. And to all of you who've already stopped in, who may follow the notification, who may tune in later just to speed me up, but to catch up, I'm grateful to all of you who may tune in or join again today. I am filled with inspirations, joy, ideas that help me just feel excited and grateful for the day. And so if I can communicate these ideas and share those, they may not fit everyone, but if you allow yourself to receive what I'm offering, well, I'm hoping to help you help me, and help each other so that we can grow more love in this world, man. Love it is the way, it is the key, it is the power and the goal, and it's everything all in one. Today, the topic, reasonable and unpredictable. It's a combination of a number of thoughts that have been playing around in my mind the past few days. So I do intend on opening the conversations. I'll drop the link here pretty shortly. But today, once again, in the background of the stream, the intention is the reminder, peace is available. And with this guy, Jack, with the besides the Veterans for Peace emblem that I like to promote, with Jack is love. And what I've learned for myself, the obvious is true. Attachment, it is not love. We live in a world where people get attached to the idea of ownership, and people love what they think they own, but that's not true. Attachment is not love, it is selfish. And so if you carry these ideas through, detachment is actually not uncaring when it's done through faith and with love. For it's through faith and with love we can detach from the things we used to love to let ourselves be free. Selfish attachments for ownership and control, think that through. It's the path for hell on earth. Hell on earth has been created, brothers and sisters, and we don't have to play those games anymore. That's what I learned for myself. The games I want to play in life, well, lots of different ideas just came up, but that's not the topic of today. Today, you know what? I'm feeling amazing. Oh, for those who may have missed it, part of the reason I feel amazing is yesterday's conversations with Jesse Howe and the missing link. So for those who may have missed that or missed the daily live stream from here on this channel, I didn't restream it, but I encourage you, check it out. Give Jesse a subscribe. He lost another YouTube channel, but it was on a number of different platforms. So I had fun yesterday. And the link is in the description of Facebook and YouTube. So easy to find. I encourage you to check that out. I also had some fun conversations last night with our brother, The Machine Lies. And he hosted some conversations. And for those who have been around this Talcott journey a little bit, you know my admiration, my love for wisdom, my respect for philosophy, and that is summed up very well in our brother. The machine lies. So, hey, it's been a few days since I've seen this guest, but welcome back.
Hey,
And
what's up?
how have you been?
I've been alright. I've been pretty good actually. Well, actually good and bad. But life has its ways. How you been? You seem pretty upbeat again today. That's good. You like that?
Thank you.
You
I'm
start out
feeling.
that way a lot. Sorry. I don't mean to cut you off.
No, I appreciate it. I am feeling good. I'm still dealing with like a cough and little congestion. My body is recovering though, and
Dude,
so
whatever's going around, it takes weeks, like 3 to 4 weeks to get through it. Whatever that is, dude. Yeah. Don't worry, it's gonna end soon. It's just rough though.
it can be. These bodies, it's given me time, right? Pause and reflect. You know, the focus of my time and my interest, it's truly been about bodily health, physical health, mental health, spiritual health. So when I'm not feeling healthy, I'm like, what the frick are you doing, Jack? What's wrong with you? Um,
I get that.
but what I realized, considering these ideas earlier today, the body, the human body we live, we experience, it truly is. It's an incredible, magnificent tool. And I spent much of my life not loving my body, not
Dude, I can.
appreciating my body. You got some morning
Yeah,
hairdo
I was
going
like
on.
that. I didn't comb my hair or nothing. I just got up a while ago. It
Hey,
won't be a distraction.
hey,
Just wanted to
no
prove I
worries.
was human.
I appreciate that. Um, we are human, and it sometimes it's confusing, and it can be tough to be human. It can be tough to be humane in a cruel world. But you know, um, the idea of I was thinking about this earlier, how much I disrespected my body and my health daily, getting drunk. I mean, just drunk daily. Um, Never really allowing my body to recover, and I wasn't eating healthy. And I'd still try and go to the gym sometimes too. So I was making things rough on myself. But the point I've learned is anything we can do, even if we do it poorly, we can do it with love. And anything worth doing, it's worth doing even if poorly. Because once we start doing something, once we start exercising, start retraining ourselves, more time reading instead of online consuming, once we start changing things with love, everything comes together.
I always wondered about this. Like, what is eating healthy? Like, what do you gotta eat? Just like some fruits, right? Like, what else is there? There's gotta be a balance to it.
There's a lot of I've heard and read a lot of different opinions and studies. Growing up, my stepfather was real into science and nutrition. We were vegan by his choice, and I didn't appreciate it. So
What is vegan? What does that mean exactly? Like no
no
meat?
no meat, no dairy, no eggs.
Oh, I
Uh,
didn't all that.
Many there's vegans that go to the point of no honey as well.
Dang,
I
why the honey though? Like I feel like that was one of the things they talked about a lot in the Bible as like a reward.
it's everyone has their own reasons for things. I still consume honey, but it's the idea behind it is to prevent the exploitation of the animals, and even
Oh, I
to
gotcha.
include the bees. So
Oh yeah, because we actually need those damn bees for some stupid reason.
Dude, I we're taught this stuff in school to some degree, and it seems to be a pretty common, obvious connection. But dude, Mother Nature is what sustains us. Every insect, every animal, there's a part it plays in the greater picture. Mankind acts like we're the only ones that matter. And then and then people don't treat each other like people matter either. That's one of the ideas I was considering today. Well, I mentioned, here, not to keep going, but
No, go ahead. I don't got nothing.
thank you. I mentioned coming across a new channel recently, and I've linked this video before, the 5 laws of human stupidity that rule the world. This this channel's kind of cool. The idea of the laws of stupidity have been in my mind for the past several days since I saw this. And earlier today from that same channel, I watched another video on why evil rises to leadership.
Oh,
It's
real quick, Jack. I did see you on the show you were on yesterday. I thought you did a very good job expressing yourself and everything. Just wanted to throw that out there, give you your flowers since nobody ever does. You did a good job on that show. I believe it will help you in the future, like your channel and everything.
Hey, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And he's referring to the conversation with the missing link. Pretty sure this is in the description. This link is in the description of the video. Thank you.
Mhm.
I actually hold it. I tried to communicate it with Jesse yesterday. He's doing his part, right? The missing link. He allows people the space and the time for their stories to be shared, because there's a lot of amazing stories being lived and created these days. I actually think it's all coming together. There's a reason, Banana, you too. There's a reason our paths have crossed in this crazy adventure, because there's a lot of people in the world. We don't get to meet everyone. And by our choices, our paths, perhaps our destinies. I don't know how time works.
I would say it was my unwillingness to be deterred. It'd be like, you tried to get rid of me, Jack, but I stuck around, didn't I?
That's part of it. That's the truth.
Yeah, that's some of it.
I mean, and there's just a bunch of them.
There's a lot of people that are part of our lives and shit. Like, I mean, I don't want you to get confused and think we're all normal or sane or cool or anything. Like, some of us are batshit crazy, like Tommy. Tommy's crazy. He'll kill you, man.
Tommy has a great heart. His heart is clear. He's got good intentions and he truly cares. But there's a reason we've crossed paths. He's learned things in this life that I may not have, that I have not. Admittedly, I can think of a few stories he shared, few experiences. I haven't lived that, but I've lived and learned things that he has not yet.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I think is happening. We are all this happening of life. And you've got memories and experiences from you that I don't have. So, from my perspective, I've got blind spots in what can or cannot happen in this world. In my own personal experience, I've been blessed to find the reason, to find the opportunity, and to find the time to really go within me to see, where am I blind? What can I see? What is going on?
You know what I thought was funny is like the fact that me and you've worked on a lot of the same machines, most likely, like the Dios and like those fucking DBCS machines and everything, like 1 through 6. Just forget. Well, actually, I did 3 through 6. I don't know if I ever seen a 2 or a 1, but I've seen a DBCS like 3 through 6. These big ass automation machines, right? Like just I'm pretty sure you worked on them, and I've worked on them. So like we have some weird like common things in our life because I did that for 10 years. Like you got weird things with the post office. I worked for the post office for 10 years in my life.
I didn't know it was that long. That's a whole
It
decade, man.
Yeah,
That is
it
quite a
it wasn't, but I recently went back and finished up some time there. So the contract I was on, the whole thing kind of ended because it was an LCA and I got sick. So it sucked, but either way, I get back pay and it's gonna be like a good chunk of money. So I'll be chilling for at least a month or 2 or 3 or 5 or 8.
good
Pretty
for you.
excited about that.
Oh, so this is still a continuing relationship you have with them.
It was up until recently. It's about to end now. I mean, pretty much the whole grievancing and fighting, all that stuff, like getting my job backs out though. Like that's all out the window now. I think I could just reapply honestly, because most people do that and just get like a new job there. But I want to get my back pay paid out first before I do that. If I do decide to do that at some point. Um, but yeah, I had worked there for 8 years, and then I went back for a bit, and then recently, they were like, "All right, we're gonna let you go because of you missed like 2 days on the LCA," and I was like, "Damn," because I was actually sick and it sucked, but whatever. I still get paid, bitch.
Did you have a career appointment?
Oh yeah, I was a career clerk for that. Um, I went through being a PSE at first for like 2 years or 3 years, and then I became a regular, and that went on for like 6 years. Well, actually, until the end. Once I became a
Wow.
regular, I went to so I mean, yeah, I had an actual career
So,
there and everything. I was a union member and everything.
so it sounds like, yeah, if I understood you correctly, there may be some back pay coming your way.
Yo, there
Um,
is. There is. They agreed to 75% for 2 years. So I mean, dude, my two
nice.
years of my salary and it was supposed to be 50%. And somehow that guy I gave you the number, that guy got it up to 75% for me. You say I don't give you blessings or help, but I literally gave you a number to a guy that got me thousands of dollars. Like a fucking bunch of money. So I don't know. It's
Interesting.
cool. Yeah, it's just that's where I'm at in my life. So we are on similar paths. They're just weird, but they're similar in a weird way. And I noticed that right away. I think that's why I kind of got like more attached to your channel because it was the post office stuff more than anything, I think. And the Jesus stuff, honestly, because that's where I'm at in my life.
There's a perfection to the order, and it's up to us to find the order. It's
I agree.
the where my life has led me in the study of what fascinates me, human consciousness, the activity of thought and knowledge, the awareness of intelligence. It's an amazing aspect. It's a variable in everything that we think, we know, every relationship. It's all an aspect of the consciousness, the mind. And the thought I was thinking earlier regarding the topic, reasonable and unpredictable. It's reasonable that I'm a common guy, right? There's a lot of similarities between my story and everyone else's. And I think that is partly what helps me be relatable. People can relate to me because of various things and various experiences. The pattern I've observed, though, is in my experience, what happened, I've always been pretty reasonable. That's why I was a decent negotiator and a good representative and leader for our union because I was reasonable. Now, it's reasonable in our society for people to obey the laws and the rules and everything else that everyone wants. There is a degree of reasonable to that. But the problem is oppression and wars and this insanity of wage slavery and authority, wealth ruling the world. It's because of people who are going along. Well, someone who is unpredictable is often uncontrollable. That's what's happened with me. I'm very reasonable, yet I haven't had the opportunity to communicate with people who jump to conclusions against me. And that includes the union, the American Postal Workers Union. Um, but I've been learning a lot over the past several years, and it's helped my mind find clarity in this world, not just in my own life, but in the greater picture of everything.
So you would know the answer to this. Like if I like do decide to reapply, could I just go back and reapply? Could I just start all over again from the
I
beginning?
believe I believe you can. Um,
I think so too, honestly.
you can do whatever you want. Whatever they let you get away with, that's the other question, right?
Right. May I? May I? Yeah, that's
Um,
what. But is it a? It's a possibility, right? Like they would just hire you back, unless there was some kind of craziness. I assume.
well, there is a distinction in the process, when you dot the I's and cross the T's. There's a distinction between a reinstatement and a rehire.
Mm-hmm.
It'll have to do with calculating your time of federal service and such. I mean, it's been a long time since I've actually dealt with stuff like that, but I know that there was the choices. The rules are going to be administered by the human resources department of the district wherever you apply, and so there's some districts, some people employed there. They'll make a big deal about um, anything. So I suggest, well, pursue whatever's coming for you to get the details of where you're at, and then ask the questions for your status. What's the quickest way or the best way back?
Yeah, if that's where I choose to go, that would be
Yeah.
the best thing to do. I do got friends in high places there, like in the particular building I worked in. So I mean, honestly, there's so many routes I could go just to get my job back if I simply choose to. But I'm playing a little hard to get here. I'm a little hurt that they just so willingly threw me away over getting sick. And I realize all my skills, I have a shit ton of skills that are particularly useful to automation type of jobs and the post office in particular. Like, I literally know all the sort programs. I know how to load all the programs, run all the programs, load the machine, take down all the stuff off the machine, sweep all the stackers and everything, send them out, put on the right placards and everything. I know how to do all the shit. I have a lot of skills particular to that one job. And like I know I'll be of value there again at some point if I choose to. I'm just gonna have to start over again because I really blew my shot there, but also I got me a little payday there, so it's kind of good and bad.
Life is full of choices, that's for sure. The thought that came up with your skills related to the equipment. It's not just the Postal Service who uses those. I'm not
Mhm.
sure where you're located at, but if there's a mailing house, uh, it could be a private mailer using the equipment from the Postal Service. I
Hey,
know
that's dope, dude. I could do that. That's a good
the last
idea, Jack.
the last position I had was as a bulk mail technician, business mail entry unit,
Mhm.
and for a while here in Spokane, we had an off-site mailer. They were so large, they had their own DBCSs and
Dang.
their own automated equipment. And part of my job as I think it was through the union. I had to do on-site inspections of their facility because our employees were spending time there.
Oh, okay.
So it was interesting. The Postal Service, man, you've experienced it. It is its own beast. It is unique to other employers.
They got their hooks in the airport too. They
Yep.
like the way they got them there where you're saying like they got this thing going. They got something with the airport where they do these specific deliveries to them.
The history of the United States Postal Service is pretty interesting. As a as a union guy, I tried to know more about the place I worked and stuff, and I read a book. It was boring as hell, but it was titled The History of the Postal Service, and it was written in like 1918. So it was 100 years of the past,
What the
but
fuck's that guy's name? Was it Benjamin Franklin or somebody? Who was it?
he was the first postmaster
He was.
general.
It was him.
I
Yeah.
remember it. Yeah.
Okay. I was wondering. I knew it was somebody. I knew it was one of these guys. The guy with the key and the kite or something, right? Or was that the same guy?
Mm-hmm.
I want to say it was. Yeah. Dude, the history that was something too. Like I genuinely love the company. Like I don't hate the post office at all. I don't feel like anything towards them. Like I genuinely think that company like that like out of the jobs like I've had a lot of jobs. Like I was a forklift driver, I did inventory, I worked as a cashier for a while, I worked as a cart pusher guy where I just got carts and pushed them out of the parking lot. Like I've done a lot of random ass shit. I stacked wood for people, just stacking wood, putting out flyers and shit. So I don't know. That was the only job that was like all around a good job. Like everything, the pay was good, the benefits were good. There was the union people doing their thing. And back in my day, they were actually competent. But right now, the people at the place where I work, they don't know shit. Like literally, when I was trying to do my back pay stuff, I was like, "Hey, what papers do I need for my back pay?" And they're like, "Papers, back pay? We don't know." Like, and apparently it was like a 8039 or a 8038 or something I needed for them. Just jargon, but yeah, like they didn't know. And the crazy thing is, they wouldn't look it up or figure it out for me. I had to look it up on my own and tell them what to print because they were so incompetent. I was just like, this is fucking stupid that I'm doing your job for you and I'm paying you like over 40, I would say about $50 a month to do this job. And you can't even fucking like Alexa would do a better job. Jeez.
Your description there was a little offensive to the memories I had because that's a common see that's the American idea. I'm paying you, so you should be my servant and you should give me everything that I imagine and demand. And yeah, there's things that they may not have encountered. I mean, this is actually one of the things that I had to deal with. Even in my, 14 and a half years, I didn't there was only like limited occasions where I had to interact with the postal inspectors or the office of the inspector general, the law enforcement.
Hmm.
There's only a few occasions I had to deal with that. Yet, when I pissed off the wrong guy in DC, that's immediately who was dealing with me. So the people around me, the people who I had trained, they didn't know what they were doing. They got up in their heads and they got afraid, and because of their fears, well, I'm still trying to restore my career, to explore the options for that, because what you said, sometimes things happen, and there is justice.
Oh yeah, there is. There usually is, at least. I mean, the union's pretty good about getting us what we are owed. That's why, like, I don't know what happened with you though. Like, was there not like a option for back pay or LCA or something? Did that not happen with you?
Dude, there could have been tons of options. There was unlimited options available, but people got upset with me and they misunderstood me. So I was, the union and management signed an agreement, a pre-arbitration settlement was reached without my participation, without my input.
How
They
do they
agreed.
do? Can they do that?
Yes,
The
by
union
law,
could do that. Wow, I didn't know that.
they did what they could get away with. And since I couldn't get support from the NLRB or attorneys, it doesn't matter.
What was the agreement they reached? What was that? What was it?
They gave me here, it's a long story, but the gist of it is there's an administrative rule that when an employee is absent for a period of time or due to whatever, due to mental uh, symptoms, condition.
Did you take time off?
Yeah.
How much time did you take off?
Well, initially I was placed off work from the doctor's choice, right?
Oh,
Explained to him what was going on. Initially, the doctor placed me off work for 2 weeks. The 2 weeks became a month. The month became 2 months. And after 2 months of being off, I said, hey, this is enough of this shit. I want to be
yeah.
back at work. Well, unfortunately, everyone I dealt with found some sort of excuse and reason not to cooperate with me. I held the burden of getting a doctor's note that said Jack Talcott can return to work and is not deemed to be a danger to himself or others. So since I couldn't get someone else of a professional mind to agree that I'm not a danger to myself or others,
Were you acting erratically or something? Like, why would they assume that? Like, that's usually when you say something like, "Oh, they made me do this." Well, everybody assumes maybe you were acting kind of cray cray or whatever.
right?
Were
The
you?
assumptions, this is the deal, right? If you can find all sorts of reasons to
No,
point,
I'm asking you. Did
this
you?
is,
Did you?
yes, let me answer,
Okay.
please.
I'm
Because
sorry. I'm
it's a
sorry.
fair question. This is the it's actually just a generic administrative rule out of
Mhm.
the thousands of rules they've got in the Employee Labor Relations
Yeah.
Manual. It's one administrative rule that should apply to everyone. No, no, I'm not saying it shouldn't have applied to me. I'm saying that there was mitigating circumstances, many excuses found from other people
Yeah.
that prevented me from complying with that administrative rule. It's the same bullshit the governments do with the IRS or the tax agents or even a police officer trying to fill his quota. If they look for something wrong, they can find something wrong. And if they can
I
find
I
something
agree with
wrong,
that. If you're not looking good in management's eyes and you're one of the people, then you're one of the people on the chopping block for them because you're not in favor or popular in their eyes. And they are like kings when they work there, apparently. I mean, I agree with that. I get that, Jack. I do know how it works there. Trust me. Hey, what's up, Goblin Guy?
yeah, welcome, God.
Fuck you just call me, bro. Did you call me goblin gay?
I
I'm just
didn't.
asking.
Hey, Goblin Gaze, how you doing?
I
You're a
swear
little
that's what
fairy.
it
You're a
sounded
little
like you said.
fairy, ain't you, boy? You're a little fairy.
I had a question regarding the title, Jack. Specifically regarding the unpredictable. Because I personally believe that there's a lot more things that are predictable than what the majority actually think.
Unpack that a little more, please. What do you
Uh,
mean?
do you guys remember that movie that got released a couple years ago about like traffic stuff, like
What's
The
it
Sound
called?
of Freedom?
No, I
Oh,
didn't say that. I didn't say that.
the Sound of
Okay,
Freedom. Gotcha. The
so the
child.
guy that directed that or that partook in that movie, Stu just exposed the fact that he was because he did some work with Glenn Beck in the past, and allegedly he was funded by USAID. Now I can't say that I predicted that corporation to be involved with him, but I can say that I actually predicted that. So
It's a little creepy how your voice changed there at the end, but
no, I
alright.
paused myself because I'm looking for you guys' input.
That just threw me off. It was a little like a demon. You're like, it's but my input at the end.
Now that's a major issue though, Jack. That's why I wanted to bring that up because some things are predictable.
Well, yes. I didn't quite follow the connection you were going with the Sound of Freedom, but um, and then you said it appears that that project was funded by government. Okay.
USAID, and he denied it, but then the tax records are public information. So
Well, here's what you're saying. I agree. It kind of does tie though into the comment from El Perro. To be reasonable, most things are not only predictable, but they may be manifestations, right? From the thought, from the belief in the predictability. And I actually think that's how the controllers have been using propaganda and mind control for the masses. So if we come to terms with yes, things can be predicted, you can look at the facts and generally get an idea of where things are going. So if we look at the facts of what Donald Trump is doing, what Elon Musk and all of these other cohorts are doing, we can predict that it's time for things to change. And I believe we are the change that's been needed. It's so amazing if you can consider these ideas that we are the unpredictable. That's what miracles are. Miracles are spontaneous, right? They may have been planned and prepared for eons, but until it's manifested, until it emerges, it's not yet known. And that's what this whole story of creation and life is about. It's taking the uncreated and bringing it into the created. And we are the created who are the creators. And it's a beautiful love story that we're a part of. So
I
go
think
ahead.
it's just the simple fact that it bothers me because especially with the people that are still stuck in, that left right paradigm. But the thing is, these are the exact people that are claiming that they're for we the people while funding everything that we the people are complaining about.
It's
We
the
the people,
opposite.
we're funding it. That's the whole thing.
Well,
Sorry, I have a question. Is the opposite because he said love cry paradigm? Is that like the opposite of love is crying?
Left right paradigm.
What would you, oh, left right. Oh, okay. I just misheard. I'm a little tipsy. Just ignore me. I'm sorry. I was just trying to understand. When I do not understand, I just ask.
It bothers me, so I guess I'm just expressing my feelings, kind of looking for you guys' input. And
Okay. Yeah, I just misunderstood your speech. That was my bad.
well, I'm not sure where the connection is in the details. It's not clear in my mind. But if the taxpayers were funding the production of the film, the exposure of some of the sickness that's out there will Godspeed. That's good news, I would believe.
The man just put that whole corporation out of business because they just proved that they've been spending all this money in ways that are immature and irresponsible. And then when we come to the understanding that this same corporation that's been shut down for making irresponsible decisions, they're playing both sides. It's not new, you know?
Dude, they were wasting so much money on like condoms and transgender bullshit. There was a thing about millions of dollars for Sesame Street in a different country or something. Like, there's a lot of dumb shit they were doing. Crazy. The CIA,
$59
dude.
million to put other people that are not from this land in luxury hotels while we have homeless veterans outside. That bothers me as a citizen.
It's been happening for a long time, and we don't need to be bothered unless we're not willing to do something about it, right? And
They
we
probably
are.
say it was for homeless or kids or whatever, but that money probably went straight to the government for them to just chill in those hotels. Sorry, I didn't mean to overcut you, Jack. That was my bad.
That's all right. Something you said kind of it brought this video to mind, something I watched earlier. It's that channel, the Mind Mosaic. He uses in his description, he says he uses AI to help create some of this, but I tell you what, the observations are pretty interesting. This one is why the worst people always end up in power. Okay, that's what we're experiencing being shown. It's being demonstrated. The worst people have been in power for a long time. It's the way this civilization has developed. But we don't have to continue it. This is what I've realized for myself. Okay, what you're talking about, Goblin? There's sickness out there. There's men and women who have actually dug in and found the details of the human trafficking and the exploitation and the real corruption and evil that's been perpetrated. There's a lot of men and women bringing this into the light. Okay, so I don't know all the details. I don't claim to know all the details. I don't know all the solutions. I don't claim to know all the solutions. I know what needs to be done, and it's time for wars to end and reformations to be created. And we're going to play a part in this. I believe God is doing that with us. I really do.
Been doing a lot of research, man. I think I'm just a little exhausted. I don't know. You know what I mean?
You get that
Good.
mind fatigue when you learn too much too quick. It sucks.
Let me offer some coaching advice here, please. Friendly advice from my own experience. Good. Okay? Allow it to be exhausting. And then look at your state and ask yourself, how long? How long do I stay continuing to put myself in this state? You don't want to. I know you don't want to stay in this state of being down because there's so much evidence, so much darkness.
I got a thing too. Sometimes a good night's rest will take you completely out of that state and you'll wake up in the actual state you want to be in sometimes. Sometimes a good 8 to 10 hours will give you the clarity to put you into that state. I mean, just say, this is just something I learned along my way.
I want to jump back to this, please. A couple of these comments. What Trump is doing is surrounding himself with other billionaires and creating an oligarchy. He's revealing it. He's inviting the oligarchy to sit in the hen house with him. He's nesting in, creating the roost. They're the oligarchies. They're making more money now and taking away funds from people who truly need it. That is the truth. And yeah, my laptop's acting
They
Oops,
got the
accident.
little Elon kid running around, like climbing under the desk and everything. It's so weird. So many kids in the freaking White House. It's weird.
Dude, it's becoming a joke. It's been a joke. The entire government corporate system, it's a practical joke. It's been a sick joke played on humanity. And Chuck, you do not see. You're asking me, do you not see Trump trying to end the war, Russia war? I don't see him accomplishing it. So if he's trying or not, he's a good manipulator. It kind of swings us back to the idea, why do we have evil people in power? We have the illusion of oversight through the democratic process, right? Allegedly, these politicians work for the voter, but that's not the truth. For any system of rulership and oppression, whether it's a king or a tyrant or the facade of what we've got, it doesn't take the masses, it just takes enough, right? And so Donald Trump knows how to succeed in this world of manipulators and oppression. He knows where to find uh, he knows where to find the prophets, and he knows how to surround himself by people who are
I
going to
see
give
what you
him
did
power.
there. I see what you did there. The prophet.
He's an example of America. Praise God. I think it's time for America to do better.
I mean, yeah, it was pretty rough to like end up with an orange bitter businessman as the president that's also a little bit racist and not shy about it.
Racism stuff is bullshit, but what's not bullshit is that his best friends who's wanting to put a chip in everyone's brain. That's not
True.
bullshit.
That is the Antichrist shit right there, in my opinion. That is what makes Elon the Antichrist. Fucking
God
this
bless
guy.
America.
Oh Lord.
Hello, hello. You know, I heard that, Jack. How do we know that Ham Banana is not an AI? He's streaming this right now, so we don't know for certain if he's not an AI. He could be.
Day 17 at Jack's.
Yeah.
It's going good today, actually. I feel like our me and Jack are becoming like having a friendship here in a way. And that's the goal, honestly, is to get along with a lot of you people. But
You
Steven,
people,
your
you people,
actions,
you're a peasant, dude. I just found your channel
your
just today.
actions,
My
Steven.
actions. You're a stoner peasant.
Here,
Listen, Ham Banana,
Steve.
I don't trust you. You're in the wrong seat. I'm the co-host. You're in the wrong space.
All right, I'll
You
be
shouldn't
quiet.
be there.
I'll be quiet. I'll just be quiet.
here, let me address that, because I recognize the potential and the offer has been considered. I'm not quite sold on the co-host thing, but admittedly, I did, for that potential, I could have communicated with you a little better. I saw the question in the when I was with Jesse, and I didn't find a time to respond.
Okay. Yeah, I did. I did mention you there, and the co-host position.
Yeah,
Uh,
I saw.
Jesse's now calling himself Jesse Steven. If you notice, the same spelling as my
I
name.
didn't
Jesse
I wasn't
Steven
gonna
now,
usurp your role, by the way,
in honor of
Steven,
me.
so
Right.
don't worry
Okay.
about that. Okay.
Yeah, Stephen. Yep. I think that you might have shown a little insecurity there or something. I don't think
No,
the man
just
is after
confidence,
your
Jack.
seat.
Confidence and passion for being your co-host, not
All right.
insecurity. Passion for being your
Well,
co-host.
I may have overstepped my bounds, King Steven, for that. I'm
You did.
sorry, okay?
You
I'm
did,
sorry.
but I'm going to tune into your show. I might even come on live and get you some viewers one day. Ham Banana.
I don't
I'll do it.
allow the N-word on my show, so that's
The
a
N-word.
no-go right away.
What's wrong with the Negro word? What do you have an issue with that?
Let's get back to Jack.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, the idea of being reasonable. Okay, that is my goal. Admittedly, I'm not hiding or manipulating anything. The goal I have for Jack is to be reasonable. And to be reasonable with others, that means I've got to be present and I've got to pay attention. So there's a reason all of these things are happening online, in my adventure with us, and in the greater world. There's reasons for everything. I've been trying to figure out, what do I do? What is the most reasonable thing for me to believe, to accomplish with where I am and what's available? So Jesse asked me yesterday a question about my patterns, and it's been brought up in the live stream several times. Jack, why do you bring up some of the chaos and entertain it? And I've really been wondering about this, because all of us, my hope of what I'm sharing is just some perspectives and lessons that might help people feel better about their own path. And if for us to know freedom, our own freedom, to be truly free, it's a little unsafe, right? It requires full responsibility, accepting ownership for everything. And if you accept responsibility for everything, well, that can be a big burden. That can be, kind of overwhelming. But I was considering this more recently.
Mm-hmm.
By continuing to entertain the patterns of people like, I'm not trying to start or restart any wars, but Tommy and Snafu and the list, right? Chuck, Paul.
Yeah.
It's got to be a symptom of my own lack of self-worth.
Oh.
Can you consider that? If we allow ourselves to be in the relationships where we're diminished and insulted, where we're not appreciated, doesn't that show in ourselves a lack of worthiness?
Yeah, I never put up with trash. That's why I have about 500 people banned on my channel. I just get rid of them.
I've got a long list, but I have a feeling I'll be opening it up again before.
But Jack, I heard that Ham Banana, he accepts anybody at his
Tommy's
channel.
requesting the link in the chat. Tommy, the Lumen Tommy guy.
Oh, you know what?
He wants to come up with his crazy autistic shit. I love it. He's a cool guy.
You don't get along with the Lumen Tommy? Is that what you're saying?
Me and the Tommy get along fine. He's a cool guy, honestly. He has a good personality. I just think he's a little crazy. Like, I think we can all agree that Tommy's crazy, right? Or am I the only one that thinks that?
You called him autistic, though.
Yeah, I think he's
That's
autistic.
Hank, that you're confused. That's not Tommy.
No, Hank's the black autistic. The white autistic is Tommy.
Let me a mind twist question, kind of related to where you were at. The paradox I was thinking about earlier. Someone in a comment earlier pointed out that the only thing that is real is the eternal. If it's temporary, how real can it be? If you think that idea through. So what if, can you accept the idea that nothing is real and everything is true? Conversely, can you accept the idea that nothing is true and yet everything is real?
I personally cannot accept that because I believe in a creator.
That is the only truth.
Yes.
So I got to ask you on a question. So you support Jesse, who had the tranny on that does story time with children, right?
Voice.
And Jesse was promoting story time with children.
Pointing.
No, I'm asking you, do you support trannies and story time with children like Jesse does, the missing link? Because remember, he did that whole interview.
We support dealing.
Ham Banana, shut up, you pedophile.
All right, I'll quit. I'm sorry.
Yes, shut the fuck. I'm asking Jack a real question. Jesse does shows with trannies who promote children and trannies.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Because of your rudeness, I started.
It's not rude calling the optics out. A tranny, Jesse.
You were insulting. And Banana, thank you. You were bringing some levity and trying to entertain the nonsense, but
He's
Snafu,
nuts. Do you think
he's-
that he might just be nuts?
yes, I've been saying it.
Okay.
He seemed more tame than usual for him though. Like he was loud, but he was talking slower. Usually he'll just spout off everything he can. So I don't know if he's working or like
He's on different drugs now today, I
Oh.
think.
Well,
No, actually, I think what it is, this is just my perspective. I think the reason why he's mentioning this is because the Bible does speak against this. That's an abomination according to the Holy Bible. So I do understand.
We know
why
that. Yeah, but we know that. That's
I'm just saying I understand why he's
He
asking.
calls everyone that though, dude. Like that's the thing. All right. He's nuts. He's obsessed. I think he might be projecting. He might be a pedo himself. He might be into that because he's obsessed with it. He's obsessed with calling everybody that. He's nuts.
Consider the patterns that we see, right? We've got a man who he's loud and he overspeaks, so he's showing symptoms. He wants to be heard, right? He's got a seeking. He's wanting to be heard and to be recognized. It's coming from within him. Now, if you look at him as well, he keeps trying to convict people of all sorts of things. He's running around as a false accuser, a false witness, and yet he's trying to criticize and second guess everybody. So what does that say? If someone's intent on trying to convict another, they're actually seeking
Hypocrite.
to admit.
Is a hypocrite.
He's got something inside he hasn't admitted his part in, his guilt.
Yeah.
And so he's running around sharing the guilt he can find in others. It's not his fault, and I'm not trying to make him sound bad, but it's an insanity. The human mind will drive itself insane. And guess what? When we lie to each other, we drive each other insane. I won't enable your lies.
I think
Can we just be real, Jack, for a minute? Queen Stephen is certified schizo. That's where he gets his money from. Like, let's just be real, because we're exposing the king right now lately. And it's funny how he wants to talk about my mental health when he has 100% been exposed for being on payments for his mental health, which is his schizophrenia and targeting. And the queen, we showed how beta, selfies in the shower. It's just funny that he had a lot to say about me on mental health when he's paid by his government for being delusional and schizo. But go ahead, Jack. I was just asking you. You talk about God and Jesus all the time, but then you go to these demonic entities and cupcake with them, like Jesse. Jesse's okay with trannies and children, 100%. He's okay with story time with trannies and children. He did a whole video on it. Brought the tranny on. You're okay with that? Because how do you talk about God and Jesus and then fucking cupcake with these demons?
I'm not.
You have. You did.
Well,
you promoted Jesse. Jesse is a demon who's okay with trannies and children.
I thought
you not understand that.
Question. I thought you asked me a question.
I did. You just don't want to answer the question.
That's not accurate. If you look at the facts, since you don't shut your mouth, your mind doesn't receive answers.
Whoa, that's not loving, Jack.
It's
Follow your own.
Certainly loving, Snafu. It is most certainly loving. It is. You are long overdue. Someone needs to call you out on your shit, and it's me. But it's not just me. People have been telling you, Snafu. You're running your mouth like you know things, and the fact is, you're revealing yourself to be foolish.
He's lying about me and Jack. He's a liar. He's just a liar, and I don't get paid by the government. I have a lifestyle the government couldn't pay to afford what I spend. So he's a complete liar. Show some receipts that I get any payment from any government. He's
I
full of shit.
have a
He's full of
receipt that
shit.
you received
I don't
like
care what
50
you've heard.
Negroes, bro. I have a receipt that you received 50 Negroes from the government, so don't act like you didn't.
You're full of shit.
How did you get those 50
You're not a truther.
How did you get the 50 Negroes then?
I pay my servants very well.
Oh, okay.
I pay my cooks and gardeners and drivers. I really do. I employ people at the buildings that I own. I own real estate. I rent it out. This is no secret. You can shake your head. You're a stoner, Ham Banana. You don't even work. You're just on here all the time smoking weed. I think Snafu has some mental issues. I'm in agreement with Jack on that. I'm standing with Jack and supporting Jack on this issue for sure. You need some help, Snafu. You're mental. You're going around accusing everybody falsely. It's slanderous. It's not Christ-like. It's not Christian. It's not healthy for you. You need some help.
I agree with that 100%.
You need to change. You really do.
Good. I can said it better myself, sir.
You know, it's easy to get upset at people, but we've all been in different situations. This is kind of the idea of this question, the mind twist. Allowing things to be real and yet untrue, or allowing things to be true and yet unreal. Realizing that if I'm getting mad at Snafu for behaving the way he is, what does that accomplish? I mean, there's plenty of evidence of Jack. My time online, it's been a period of growth, right?
Yeah,
I've been triggered and emotional with a lot of people, but
he's calling you a serial rapist to everybody. Like he's going around in private trying to convince people. And I don't think it's right. I don't think he has the evidence. I don't think he cares about the truth. I think he slanders people.
I want to throw in, Jack, that the growth, it doesn't stop though. It goes on forever. So even today and even from every day on, we got to go through the same growth. We got to keep growing. So
even Goblin, is that what you're saying?
Well, I mean,
I would assume, yeah.
But he's small. He's stopped growing a long time ago.
On a real note, though, if I
meant like spiritually, emotionally, mentally.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was just teasing.
If I could just add something to what you guys were talking about, I don't know what you got, like you guys' thoughts on frequencies and stuff, but it's like there's a group of people that are actually just like snaps. You know that, right? They're all over. Okay. So it makes me wonder if there's different frequency patterns that different mindsets are stuck at.
That might actually
be a very that might make sense. I'm sorry.
I do believe we have a frequency pattern connecting us to the source that created us. And it's a very long, very you would barely notice it because it's just a long.
Do you mean an umbilical cord frequency? Is that what you mean?
Basically, that's a good way to describe it. Absolutely.
Yes, but I'm not giving an excuse for other people's behaviors.
By source, do you mean the Godhead, or what do you mean by source? I just want clarification.
I believe God, the absolute that's connected to everything.
The logos, the God prime source.
Yeah, the absolute, yes.
The absolute.
Yeah, the thing that's in everything.
The Alpha and the Omega.
Just the thing that's in everything.
Yeah.
There's so many names though, like when you think about it.
Well, those are two different names. It's just the one.
Sorry, let's throw it back to Jack. He's wanting to jump in here.
Please, thank you. It's a thought the thought I was reminded of recently. Again, online, we find these perspectives and different ideas on wisdom. The power of breath, the yogis from way back when, the observations on consciousness and the power of breath, prana, the life force energy that moves us. There's a connection. What I wrote is, the note I wrote is, breath is the path to immortality. we become addicted to the breath in life. But to know God, to know the source, to know beyond the veil, it'll be beyond the breath through the mind. And that description of like the eternal connection, the link, the thread.
I got a thing for you. It's gonna be perfect. Don't worry. Okay, so in the gateway process, right? You need to fuck, I kind of lost it a little bit. But yeah, like in the gateway process, right? You relax and you need to there I lost it. Damn it, Jack. I had it and I lost it. I got distracted. All right, you go back to your I'll remember it. I will come right back, dude.
Breath is where
the breath of life.
Oh my God, right? That was it. It was literally about the breathing. That's a big part of the gateway process. When you relax your body, you focus on your breath, you take the energy. When you breathe in energy, apparently, and you take that energy and you direct it to your brain instead of like letting it go to your body. Because usually when you breathe in the oxygen, the energy, everything goes to your body. You try to like harness it to your brain. And you keep breathing in, and then when you breathe out, you go like you hum, like hum. So when you breathe in, you breathe it in, and you hold it, and then you breathe it out. That
just
way,
made my ear pop. My ear pop doing that.
Yeah, and that is the way to get the energy from the atmosphere into your brain, so you can start to create the reality you want.
Yes. Amen. To create the reality we want. I think that goes back to what Jack is teaching here. I think that ties in.
That was it. Yeah. I was on a thing. I told you. I wrapped it all back.
Oh, you nailed it that time.
Hey, someone pointed this out to this YHWH, Yahweh. If you just follow the sounds, it is the breath. It's
also latitude and altitude. It's actually a location as well up there.
Yep.
It is amazing. I'd heard this long ago that, you control your breath, you control your life. Well, I tried practicing that. I tried figuring out, how do I control my breath? How do I remember to control my breath when my mind is frantic and I'm angry? What you were talking about, that method of humming, the recognizing, breathing and feeling, experiencing the vibration of life and that power. It is truly, there's a clear and obvious connection between our mind's clarity and our breath. And so it is true. It makes sense as well. If you can control your breath, you can control your mind. If you can control your mind, you can overcome and transcend the world. The path is for all of us.
Yes. And if Snafu learned to take a breath and breathe, just breathe and don't just spew out nonstop words, he might be able to think better and more clearly. I feel sorry that he was molested or whatever happened to him younger, whatever the case may be. I don't know for sure if he was, but
he was molested by your Negro servants. You know that.
If he could heal himself and not project this rage, spitting this venom onto others every day, and just breathe, take a breath, he might realize, hey, I can change.
Can I invite all of us?
Sure.
Snafu has been patiently waiting, and he's flashing in the back. He's seeking attention.
Oh, he's flashing himself.
Please let him up. I am serious.
Snafu, keep your clothes on.
Let's see if we can all kind of slow down.
Yeah.
And breathe.
Let's be smart about this. You allow the queen just talk mad shit while I'm backstage, right? Talking shit. No, shut the fuck up, Queen Dingaling. I'm talking to Jack here. Let's put you backstage and let me, Jack, put him backstage so I can talk to you.
Stop it.
No, you stop it. Let me talk, Queen Dingaling, because you had a lot to say about. Okay, thank you, Jack. So I'm going to talk nice and slow. You let this motherfucker who trolls your panel all the time, who's on your clout grift all the time, I say shit to your face. I call you personally. We have conversations, period. Personally, right? I've reached out to your family. I brought them on my channel. I've done more than most of these motherfuckers do with both the criminal side, predator side, and all this. That's why I question you about Jesse. But Queen Ding-a-ling, as I'm in your backstage, the guy I love is going to let Queen Ding-a-ling just talk all this shit and not let me have a say? Interesting. I love your tactics of protecting fucking someone when it's in your narrative. So it's not very loving, Jack, because a loving thing would have been like, well, Snaps ain't up here. He's in my backstage. How about we bring him up? And then you could say what you want to say. You just sat there letting him say what he wants to say about me, right? Because you in that unloving mode of Nazism, backstageism, delusionalism. And Goblin, you're right. These people are cupcaking with people who are involved with trannies and story time. He's bragging about being on Jesse's. That's huge. These are demon fucks that are involved with children shit.
I don't support it.
I'm just telling you, man. That's why I'm up here. You know what Jesse did. You know what he's about, promotes. Jack talks about God and Jesus all the time. And he's over there like with the guys who are with story time tranny.
I was patient. Please pause, Snafu. Okay? I tried to accommodate you. I made sure that you weren't being interrupted by Steven, but you're not reciprocating any sort of respect whatsoever. So chill out, Snafu. Please. You said a lot, and here's a question for you. Would you rather me continue arguing against imagined problems, or can we find ways to move forward?
Oh, we absolutely could move forward. I just think that when someone like Queen Steven wants to act big and bad and I'm the backstage and he's talking about me, bring me up. If someone wants to talk about me and I'm in your backstage,
pause.
Bring me up.
Please pause. Okay.
I yield.
He's looping.
Remembering.
You're a fucking beta bitch.
Remembering and forgetting.
And you're on mental disability for schizophrenia.
No, I'm
the beta collar on.
I'm the queen beta bitch.
Please listen and consider this comment. Remembering and forgetting. They are practices and choices. Okay? We have the power within ourselves to pick our battles, to choose what we remember, to choose what we forget. Somewhat we have that power, but we're not infallible. So let's stop trying to expect perfection from everyone else. And let's just focus.
When it deals with pedo optics, you hear me on pedo program? I don't forget. Jesse's.
He's interrupting.
Yeah. Welcome, Brenda. How are you? Welcome back to you.
Hello, Brenda.
Good afternoon. It's 5 p.m. It's 5 p.m. here, so evening, I suppose.
How are you, ma'am?
I'm doing great. Thank you, Stephen.
You're welcome. Good to hear.
Yeah, I'm actually doing quite well. I'm waiting for a delivery from Amazon tomorrow or the next day. I have a really old PC and I'm not very wealthy. So when I upgrade my PC, I have to buy pieces a bit at a time, which teaches me a great lesson in delayed satisfaction. You know what I mean by that, King Stephen?
Not really, no.
Delayed satisfaction.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Delayed satisfaction is a good skill to have. It's like, I'm going to save money for this thing I want. And it's a virtue to not always have your desires satisfied when you have them.
Yeah, but he can have a Negro work in the field for like 2 fortnights and get his PS5. So
I don't know anything personal about King Stephen.
He has Yes.
Well, I appreciate your interest in me, Brenda. I
I'm
just
not
want to
really.
comment to Jack for a second. Jack, I just something came to mind. If I had the information about your family that Snafu has, you'd already be speaking with your son. I would have already done that. So all these months, he hasn't been helpful towards you. And I just think that he boasts about knowing your family and contacting them, but he just hasn't been helpful. So that ultimately shows his character. Snafu, you're not a good person. You're not Christ-like. You're just you're just awful.
Also,
Sorry,
like having Tommy and Snafu as people to contact your family is probably the worst options you could have had. Just bad luck.
Wait, did
bad
Tommy contact his family? I didn't know that.
Oh no, I don't know who has at this point. Down.
Oh,
I'm just saying, if I had the details, I would be helpful.
I just know he knows them. Like, shit, you might have Hank's blind ass over here. What up, Hank? What up, gangster?
Oh.
Hey, doesn't matter who contacts them. It's not going to happen until his son is ready to contact them.
I'm a peacemaker. I'm not a troublemaker.
And that's whenever he's ready, that will happen. So,
well, let me feedback, please, Stephen. Thank you for observing that, because it's. I believe you. I believe it's true, and this is what I've realized. Snafu's on here bragging about doing what others have not. You know, he's right though. He is the one of the only ones who's really tried to reach out to people from my past. But Stephen, this is actually kind of why I reached out to him offline as well. He's played this role with me online, making absolute unacceptable claims against me. And yet I have no control over him. So if he's willing to reconsider, all he's got to do is try. If he can tell my son, give your dad a chance, give him a call. Even Chemo, if Chemo would actually have a conversation with me like a man, I think I'd have a better chance.
So Jack, even though that's technically correct, I'll give him no credit for that, because his MO about contacting people from people's past is blackmail and social control. So I'll give him no credit. He wasn't doing it to help you.
You're right, Hank.
I don't know. If somebody was contacting my family, online, I'd cease to have any interactions with them if I didn't feel safe.
Brenda, do you think that Jack should stop talking with Snafu or allowing him on the show?
Oh, I can't. All I know is from this 1 minute here, so I can't judge from that. But he sounds very angry, and if that's a consistent thing, I would probably distance myself.
He is angry consistently every day, and he's malicious. He's angry and malicious.
I would distance myself from somebody like that. I wouldn't invite him into my rooms and things like that.
So I also Snafu on my show, but I do it because he tries to use rumors to control people even online. So I let him talk himself into circles to remove his credibility. So it's a strategic thing, at least when I do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that either.
Hank, I don't think he has credibility with anyone that's mentally stable and moral. I don't think anyone gives Snafu credibility at this point after his behavior for years on here.
Years
of doing this. Yeah, from my understand, he's been angry and malicious for years.
I wouldn't want to be around somebody like that.
Please consider this comment. It got into my head. Of all the things the divine gift of life has to offer for focus, and this is what gets chosen. Let's pause and reconcile with ourselves here that there's work to be done, right? We get to choose what receives our time, our attention, our energy every moment of every day. And the world we live in, it's real easy for us to drop into the negative outlook, to find the negativity and to wallow and share it with each other. I'm really hoping to do something different than that. And I think we are. I do think we are. Old habits are just hard to drop sometimes. And And when the intentions aren't always clear.
But you can teach an old dog new tricks. Absolutely.
Thankfully, yes. Old dogs can learn. I'm evidence.
Well, I think if you're patient with this panel stuff, it will pay off in the future.
I'm old.
If you're
I'm
patient
88.
and learn to get along with all these
You're
people
not 88.
at some point, then the quicker we all get along on YouTube, the quicker the love and the peace and all that stuff happens. Hey, that would be it, you know. And literally,
I'm still
if
learning
we all
every
grow
day.
together, we all win.
That learning every day, that ties back to, I think Banana mentioned that, or someone pointed that out. Life is an eternal progression. And it's amazing that it is. I was seriously.
I don't think so. I don't think it is.
Okay. I was looking at the world of today as I, again, was blessed enough to have the transportation, the ability to go out and, run some brief errands. What a time we are living. You know how much fun it is to drive a car? I mean, that's a pretty cool fucking experience. Getting to drive a car.
Dude, nice. It's nice, yeah.
Or a motorbike, or a dirt bike, or even a go-kart.
Probably even a scooter, but that's kind of scary, I think.
I never figured out how to drive ride motorcycles or stuff.
Can we dissect
I love riding
that
dirt
Brenda
bikes.
debates craziness there that they just said?
Snafu's bashing Brenda in the chat. Crew is Snafu Brenda, by the way. Crew in the chat room, and
I don't have chat open. I don't have chat open.
Well, Crew said Brenda is the tranny. That's Snafu.
Yeah, I am transgender. Yes, I am transgender.
Are you seriously?
I am transgender, Steve.
Can you come up to prove it?
No, I'm not going to.
Oh,
that's Banana asking.
King Stephen knows. King Stephen knows because he's seen me elsewhere talk with Rachel, for instance.
Oh, is this one of your servants, Stephen?
Servant?
No.
Yeah, Stephen has servants.
Good grief.
I don't know. He has a bunch of them. I don't know.
Brenda's not under my employment. I just saw her on Z Show. I think it was Z Show. We were off to a rocky start, but we've come around.
Well, when people are nice to me, I tend to be nice back to them.
Yeah.
Sorry, do you got a innie or an outie, Brenda?
When you need to know things, you will know things.
You sound like
you
dude.
You don't need to know things.
I'm assuming you were born a guy because you sound like a guy.
That's a little bit personal.
Why don't you talk about? Let's talk about your cock, huh? Let's talk about your cock.
It's actually as long.
Let's talk about yours.
It's normal thickness.
Yeah, let's talk about yours.
I got a nice.
Well, does it bend a little bit? Does it bend up when you're erect?
Brenda, please. Thank you.
He started it, dude.
I agree. Point was made.
Hilarious, Brenda.
I'm hoping to bring this back. Okay.
Yeah.
Like
a banana. It bends up, huh?
Like a banana.
Okay. Like a banana. Huh?
There
we go. This is called TMI.
I'm sorry, Jack. I'll quit.
Yes, please. I mean, because what is reasonable? Let's.
I got something reasonable, Jack.
Goblin is drooling.
I don't think Trump is trying to take away anyone's rights other than everyone's.
Other than everybody's?
Really?
Well, that was profound.
I like what they're doing. What you said, honestly, they're finding some crazy shit we've been wasting money on.
He's
Hank voted for Trump twice, I believe, right, Hank? Is that correct?
Yeah, but not last time.
Oh, not the last election. Okay.
Yeah,
Jack,
not the last
voted for him twice the first time.
Self-governing is
he voted twice the first time. Is that right?
Yeah.
What? So how did you do that? How did you do that?
Well, it was before he uncloaked and did January 6th, so that's how.
You did.
Plus the competition. Trump did so.
Do you still have a MAGA hat, Hank? Do you have the MAGA hat?
Yeah, it's buried in the corner somewhere.
Okay, you still have it though, but that might be worth something.
Are you gonna buy it from me?
5 to 10 is probably what it's
No,
worth.
Hank, I'm not buying that from you.
Then
I have
it's
a
not worth
crown.
anything.
See my crown? I don't need a MAGA hat. But you look good in the black and red. I'm going to give you a compliment, Hank. Let's mend fences here. You
That
look
works
good
for
with
me.
the black and red.
Lifestyle saying Jack looks good today too.
The funny part is you're supposed to be like, I'm not really wearing too much black except for Yoski, and it's like you just got a undershirt of black. That's very little black show. I just always think he's racist.
People like this, Jack, they show me the patience of the ones that are in for the long game, man.
I'm very patient. I'm here for the long haul. I agree, Goblin.
Troll Master 7,000.
Not at all.
I don't know what to offer.
Can we bring the show back? We got off track.
Just
there.
Anything, Jack.
We really
We're
did.
way off track. Really
I
get
think
it
it
back
was
on track, please, Jack.
I think it was Ham Banana talking about Cox or something, and it just went off track.
It might have been. If it was, I'm sorry. It might have been.
I think it was your fault.
Well, thank you. It's not fault. It's we all play a part. We're all responsible in what we share. I appreciate, though. Thank you for the recognition. We can get it back onto
yes,
more
I'm
reasonable.
trying to be a good co-host. I'm trying my best to.
Stephen, I actually think you've been doing very well, and I have appreciated the support. I really
Thank
have.
you very much.
And let me not
glad to be here.
diminish anyone. Hank is here too. He's been around for a long time.
He's okay.
Ouch! You mentioned Hank before me.
He's all right.
Definitely Banana.
Of course.
Definitely Hank before.
I hurt my ego right away.
It just sets the bar. You got something to shoot for. You can do better. I got faith in you.
Yeah, dude's like a black labradoodle. I get it.
Oh wow, that sounds a bit racist there. Come on.
He's
like a black what?
A
Come
labradoodle, a dog, because
Oh.
dogs are obedient.
Oh man.
Would you not agree that Hank is
Oh.
very, very obedient?
Oh no, he wouldn't. Oh no, I like to play around quite a bit.
All right, we'll see. We'll see.
He's trainable though. Hank is trainable.
See that, dude? You just, oh my god, how's that not worse than what I just said?
No.
What
I'm
do you
complimenting Hank. I'm complimenting Hank.
For his beach. Oh my god, I'm just
Jack, the world is
Disney battle.
offering you everything, bro. The world is offering us everything. We.
Yes.
Through God, all things are possible. Even Trump could be reasonable if he could talk with Jack, right?
I
Is that
agree.
what you're getting at?
Absolutely. All
I doubt
things
it.
here, all things have been given. It's up to each of us to receive. What is it that we will receive? This brings me into a thought I had earlier.
About
What was it?
100 grand. That would be
Has to
that'd be
do
a
with
good
the
start.
will. Has to do with the will. Find your freedom by surrendering your will and allow your will to be God's will. And that which will be done.
But I don't believe in
God's
God.
will be done.
It doesn't matter what you believe. It matters what's real.
God's will be
Also,
done.
according to the scriptures, even if you don't believe, if your partner believes, you're saved through them because the two shall
Really?
become one flesh.
Even if
yes.
your partner, okay.
I think that is in the New Testament. Is that a New Testament thing?
Yeah, but it's also supported by the Old Testament as well.
Of course, I don't believe in it, so it doesn't matter.
Right. And again, it doesn't matter what you believe. It matters what is real. Now,
yeah, and
what
it's
is
not real.
What is real to you is going to be based on what you allow yourself to believe.
No.
And what Goblin suggested, the relationship, if a partner's saved or this is saved, it may be confirmed in the book, the Holy Bible, through the various scriptures. It confirms itself all over the place. But self-confirmation is not, it's a source of information. What is real is what is real. And so then the question comes back to what does it mean to be saved?
I think the question comes back to what is real. And I don't think that what is real depends on what I believe.
I have a question. I have a question for Jack. What is it that made you start to believe in God? What caused the turnaround? Like, what was, like, I know with me, it was when my dog and my brother passed and I was going through some crazy shit. And I was like, hey, I got to find out what happens when we die. And then I came across some stuff that basically mathematically proved the Bible was written by somebody that's definitely not a human. And I was like, using that knowledge, I was like, there's either aliens or God, and one or the other exists. So, like, that made me start believing. That really made me believe in.
You chose God over aliens? Is that what you're getting at?
Well, I think either way, I think God is within everything. So I feel like God.
Wouldn't God be an alien if God's not a human born on this planet?
That's part of it too.
Alien.
It's like a fucking Jew being a race and just another fucking thing or whatever. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Something.
Well, Hank was an atheist.
I can't explain it all. I can't explain all the details. I just got my idea.
You don't have to explain it all. But Hank was an atheist up until fairly recently. So there is hope for Brenda. It doesn't mean just because she's an atheist today that she will be for life.
That's true.
Just tuning into the show, she might have a change of heart. She might find God here. There are some that awaken. Go ahead.
It seems unlikely to me, but I don't.
It's possible, though.
It's possible. Yes.
What are we talking about? Like, well, what seems unlikely to you guys?
Here, please, just for a moment, because Brenda, thank you. That's actually the key for us all, is to be open-minded enough to at least consider some things. And for myself, what led me, you mentioned you found a dichotomy. There's either aliens or God. I actually think that yes, yes, and there's far more to this realm and this life experience than we know of. And for me, despite the many poor examples and despite the many flaws from the religions that have been generated and passed down for us, I started really wondering about love. I actually wanted to mentally, to intellectually understand love. And I think I do. I think that was my path, was I found love through my mind, logic, reasoning, analysis. I drove myself nuts.
Jack, I know I offer this to you a lot, right? But literally in the CIA documents, when they did the gateway process, right? All of it was literally about love in a weird way. And they weren't searching for love. They just ended up finding it. And that was the weird thing. And the connection with the universe. So literally, if you are searching for this, you might want to check out these old CIA documents, which you can use Google. So, like, just right away, it'll show up on Google. Just the gateway.
But also one of the words that's most commonly used in the scripture as well, agape.
So what are these CIA documents and stuff? One of the things that interested me in this community is it's different than ones I typically talk to. And I'm very confused about a number of the things that you people seem to believe in, and I don't know what these CIA documents are, and why would I believe anything the CIA says?
Well, the CIA documents is a thing where they were researching ways to, like, basically connect either, like, I don't know how it ended up with something with psionics now is what they do, but basically it was a precursor to the psionics thing, but they ended up connecting with the fabric of the universe, basically.
But Brenda's asking why you would trust the CIA. Sorry to interrupt.
The reason I trust them is because they literally document how to do it, and they give you the tapes to do it. So I mean, So like it's on YouTube. The gateway tapes are on YouTube now.
You mean the documents they gave to you?
Yes,
Right.
yes, the ones they
So
decide
so
to
why would I
release.
trust that what they gave and what they made public is?
Well, you don't.
in
Well,
any
I
way
mean, it's up
accurate?
to you
Well,
if
here-
you want to, but
Yeah,
I
here,
mean
think-
that's a personal choice. Yes, that's true.
Pause.
Please let me jump in here, because that question, it comes down to you. Do you want to know what is true? If you don't want to know what is true, you can find a reason to distrust and to dismiss anything and everything from everyone.
Yeah, but
It
why would I
comes down
trust the
to-
CIA?
Do you care what is true? If the CIA is telling the truth and you can experience what they're explaining for yourself,
How do I know
then
that they're saying the truth?
You don't know
you
that.
won't.
saying
You
the
won't
truth
know
unless you
anything
try it.
until you experience it.
You would have
That's
to
not how
try
truth
it.
works, but
A lot of
Well,
I don't see.
a lot of
let me-
people have
let
to
me-
go through hell before they find.
One at
Let
a
me
time.
let me say this real quick. The thing is, Brenda debates that they actually document how to do it. They give you the tapes to do it, and it's step by step. Just like do it your fucking self if you want.
What is it we're doing? What's it we're
the
doing?
the gateway process where you can
Have
kind
you
of
done
get.
this? Have you
I've
this
done the
process?
first. I've done the first 3 steps, and basically
And-
what
and
I
did-
got. What I got so far was body relaxation, like really deep
I
body
can do that.
relaxation. I've
Yeah.
got where I feel like I breathe my breath in and I feel like I could get it up to my head. And then another part of it is pouring it down to your feet and having it go
Sure.
from your head to your feet and start having it come back in from
Let's-
your feet. back
Yes.
to
So,
your-
Mr. Banana, you might not know this, but as a person who's transgender, I've been through a lot of therapy.
I forgot
with-
you were a
with
weirdo.
therapists.
My bad.
With therapists. I've been through it with therapists, and one of the things they've all recommended to me is meditation. So I've done meditation.
This is a form of meditation. Absolutely,
Yeah.
it is.
I didn't see the fabric of the universe or whatever it is you think.
This is
All
you
I
gotta
did was-
listen to beats in your ears while you do this. That's a big part of it. Is
Binaural
there-
beats?
binaural beats. You gotta have like a certain
Okay.
frequency, and that stimulates the pineal gland in your brain while you do this. While you do
Pineal,
this
yeah.
meditation, whatever.
Like a pine cone. Pine
Yeah,
cone.
it looks like a
Is
pine
that,
cone.
is that why the fucking Catholic Pope has a pine cone or whatever?
Yes.
And there's the,
Is that why?
and there's the
Oh my
garden of
God.
the pine.
One at a time,
He's
please.
such
One at a time.
demon, that guy, I swear.
One at a time. Let others speak.
Fuck you, Steven.
So here's the thing.
Hey, don't be
Therapists aren't
disrespectful.
Yeah, therapists are not good with meditation. They're not qualified to train people in meditation. They're not good. Bobby, I would recommend going to Wim Hof. He's actually done it. He actually can do the walk. He's done walks in deep ice. He can teach you meditation, or you can go to a local yoga class, but not
Let's
the
get back to
therapist.
Jack, Hank. Jack knows about Wim Hof. He's
I've
spoken about
taken
him in
yoga.
class.
I've done yoga. I've done yoga. Real simple stuff.
Yeah,
Not
it's
advanced.
better than a shrink when it comes to meditation.
I don't think Brenda's ruling this out entirely. I think Brenda might be open-minded to this.
I think
the binaural beats
yoga
kind
and
of might
meditation.
be-
I think yoga and meditation are good things to do to help you relax, keep up flexibility, things like that. I don't think you're going to get the secrets of the universe that way.
Oh, you need the binaural beats, and you need to actually want it to be true. Because if you,
You
don't
can
want it to be
physically see
true,
the
then it
fabric of
won't
the
happen.
universe. It comes
Well,
right
you
down
interrupt,
from the
probably.
sun every day. You see it every day when the sun rises. You go out there in that sun, you'll see those rays coming right
Calm
down.
down a little bit, Goblin. You're getting a little bit worked up.
Yeah, I don't think
just
that
saying.
that is the secret to the universe is the sun rays. I don't think so.
It shows the fabric. It's
Uh-huh.
not a secret. It's common sense.
Okay. I don't
Make
think
sure you
it
wear
is.
your solo glasses before looking at the sun.
Well, never
You
stare.
guys
directly
are
at the
making
sun.
this conversation. Well, you're creating the conversation, that's for sure. I'd
Yeah, you should-
appreciate a chance to be involved in it, but where it started, if I remember, was the documentation from what taxpayers have funded some of the projects and studies of the human mind that have been done. Should you trust them? No, don't trust anything. But should you investigate? Well, it depends on what you want to know. And what I found from the idea of the gateway process, it's confirmation. Today's common terms using the technology and the science, the way that the brain waves can be analyzed. I don't know how to do that personally. I don't know how those machines work, but I trust that the patterns are there. And what the gateway process is showing is the power of the mind. And
what is it a gateway to again? What is it a gateway to again?
I don't know I can't remember what they defined it as.
Well, that's a take you to heaven?
Well, it's
or hell. How do you know it's not a gateway to the underworld?
How about this?
The underworld?
From my own personal experience, not based on documents from the CIA. It's, as I mentioned earlier in the stream today, breath is the path to immortality. Beyond the mortal is our true nature. The true nature is spirit, and it's spirit being consciousness and love, the feeling of love.
Okay, well, being an atheist, I don't believe in spirits, and I don't believe in test.
Do you think that matters? Do you think it matters that the conversation I'm suggesting is my personal experience with transcending the human limitations into the realm of the infinite and into the divine? And what I'm suggesting happens to use a couple of words and actually many of the words that are laid out in the Bible and in line with the CIA apparent gateway project. So again, if you want to believe in spirits or not, it's up to you. You can do what you want. I encourage you to figure out what is true.
Brenda, have you not heard that old 60s song, Going on Up to the Spirit in the Sky?
Yes, I remember it, dude.
You remember that song?
I'm older than you, Stephen.
No, you're not older than me.
I'm 67, dude.
You're definitely not
88. You're not 88.
Hello, Tarek. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Stephen. How are you? Jack, how are you? And the panel, Hank, and everybody else. I didn't think I would come up here and defend actually Brenda. I didn't think that would happen. But I think Banana, like you saying, stuff at Brenda, weirdo and stuff like that, I think you should not say this stuff. We're all equal. You like what Brenda is, has nothing to do with you caring about somebody else and respecting her. What they do.
So was Snafu. Yes,
that was appropriate. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good point, Tarek.
Yeah, that's fine. I appreciate it.
We can all do better in the way we treat ourselves, the way we treat each other. It's really easy online to get caught up in the entertainment, start playing a character.
I'm curious about this idea that people have about recycling and leaving this place. I think King Stephen talks about it in some of his videos a lot. And that's sort of a new idea. It seems like a sort of a new Gnosticism. It's not Gnosticism?
No, it is Gnostic, but it's not new.
I'm not a Gnostic, no.
But that is a Gnostic practice.
But I have said in the past that Goblin is getting recycled. In the past, I've kind of, I could be kinder maybe to Goblin. I've called him a freak and things like that. And I don't want to be that way. I'm going to turn over a new leaf and try to be more respectful towards Goblin and Ham Banana and Hank as well. I think that we can all do better. And I'm going to treat Brenda better as well than I did.
Is that because you don't want to be recycled? Is that
you got to be careful because Brenda has a baby, but Brenda's
I'm not going to be recycled.
It was a genuine question. I wasn't trying to dismiss King Stephen. I'm trying to understand his eschatology.
Yeah, It's complicated. I don't want to take away from Jack's show and get on a tangent here.
Oh, okay.
Because
I
Jack does have
understand.
a show on reasonable and unpredictable, and I don't want to take over and talk for 10
He
minutes
doesn't
about
share your
my.
beliefs. He doesn't share your beliefs.
I'm not sure exactly. I think Jack might be open to reincarnation happening. I can't speak for Jack. Jack, go ahead. Take over. Take it away.
Well, thank you.
You're
There's
welcome.
lots of words that people have used throughout time to point at the experience, and I'm of the belief that this is like I know how it sounds, but I believe that life is actually, in a great way, a mass hallucination. The entire political economic structures, it's all built on lies. It's all a mass hallucination. Donald Trump has power. Elon Musk has wealth. Those are just a couple of many examples that have emerged because people don't know what to believe.
You know that that Elon Musk doesn't have the billions of dollars that he is
Right.
attributed to him at his disposal. What he has, what all rich people do, is that they have shares in companies, and then they can borrow against it, and then they
It's all a
list
game.
that
But all those
borrowing
shares
capacity.
and things are earning interest while they're out there. So that's
No, it's what
Is
they
it a
can
pyramid scheme?
It's
Is it a
all
pyramid
game.
I'm not
scheme?
sure.
It's a
I'm
scheme.
not sure if it is or not. I'm not
It's
sure
like
if it is or
buying
not. But
monthly dividend stocks,
It
bro. That's
is.
what I do.
It is
what
a
they do is
scheme.
It's a Ponzi scheme.
they can't. They have shares, but they can't sell the shares because they're subject to capital gains. So they can borrow against the shares they have, and that's what
Well,
accounts
Trump
for.
had to borrow many times, right, from Jewish bankers and went bankrupt. Am I correct
Here-
on that, Jack? Go ahead.
Well,
No, don't.
yes, he knows how to use the system.
He's
And
not
what
bankrupt now, though.
what Brenda is
No, he's
describing
not now. He's
is
doing
accurate.
Let Jack finish,
that
please.
The
Sorry.
systems are designed to protect and defend the ruling class. You and I, those of us on this panel, that is not us, right? Like George Carlin used to say, there's a big club and you're not a part of it. It's a scheme. The only
I
way
agree that
it continues is because men and women allow it.
Yes.
Well, they don't know. Some of it is not secret. So, I mean, some of it is not widely known about how the rich maintain their money. But basically, yes, they've set up the system to benefit
I
themselves.
can't agree with that statement because
can't?
at this point, no. Because at this point, as far as how AI is being operated with all these bots and everything online, oh, invest in my crypto, do this, that, and the third, it all plays into the scheme.
Okay.
So, from my research, belief doesn't. You can't. There's some parts of the universe that will not transform on your beliefs. A lot of it will, but I don't. It's most of it hasn't for me. And
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I have a bar of soap that I've been praying to be turned into a bar of gold, and it just hasn't worked yet.
Have you did anything to make the bar of soap turn into gold, though? Have you tried? You got to try.
I sacrificed 72 virgins.
Did you mix their blood with did you mix that with the bar? You got to mix things with the bar, or like add things to it and try to make
Hank,
it
do you manifest money,
on
Hank?
it or something.
A little.
You do?
A little.
Tarek, what are your thoughts on this? Do you manifest millions of dollars?
No, I don't believe in manifestation like that.
Okay.
Yeah, but I was just saying.
You're
I think.
You're disappointing Goblin. I don't know if you're aware of that.
How much
Yeah,
does the
well-
animator make? I'm trying to manifest that shit. Was the animator make each year?
Let's get back to
Oh,
Jack.
what?
You're getting carried away here, people. I think
sorry.
Jack wants
I'm
to
sorry.
chime in with something.
Well, I appreciate that. I don't mean to be beating the same drum all the time, but I think we've got enough evidence, we meaning the masses, if we find a way to unite together and realize, hey, this is our lifetime to change things, We can. We are the majority.
Yes.
Yeah, that's going to involve
Amen.
some hands-on.
Well, let's
The
get
1%.
started. That's actually what I'm hoping to accomplish.
Is this guy even in our country?
So Jack, technically, I agree with you, but the thing is getting onboarding people and having enough resources to pay our own bills so we can continue the project. That's the issue I have, the implementation, not the idea.
That's not the issue. The issue is 1% tell the 4%, and the 4% control the other 95%. So the objective is to become the 4%.
No, I want to lead them. I want to take over their.
Well, another
below the 50,
4%. Another thing you can do is just get the hell out of here. That's King Stephen's plan.
Brenda, are you even American? You don't even sound American.
I'm from America. I'm from Minnesota.
Well, I'm enjoying life though, Brenda.
Oh,
while I'm here.
I forgot. You sound weird because of the thing.
Yeah, I'm from Minnesota.
I'm enjoying life.
Shut up. You're Canadian. You're fucking Canadian, ain't you?
No,
Banana, could you please just be nice, at least to people?
I'm hoping.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I'm hoping that Canada.
Be respectful.
I'm sorry. That was my bad.
I'm hoping Canada buys.
I made some judgments. My bad.
Yeah, I'm hoping Canada buys. Minnesota.
I'm trying to buy a U.S. state, by the way. I'm trying to purchase a U.S. state. I would like to purchase Alaska.
What would be
I like the
Alaska?
Northern state.
You guys tell me to stop so you guys can continue to do nonsense. Shut up too, so we could get back on the track.
Wow.
You could offer the United States double what they paid for it. You could give them $10.
Yes, I could.
We can create a world.
Sorry, go ahead.
I keep thinking of the result that I know we need, right? We don't have to, if we can find in our lives, whether it's individually or collectively, when we identify a problem or a need in the world, we may not have all the answers or all the resources immediately available, but if it's worthy of getting done, it's worthy of being done. I am not alone when I say it is worthy that wars end. I know there's been talk of talking about ending wars, and there's been illusions of change, but let's make it happen. A world without secrets will not enable selfish liars. And that's been the world's problem of the past. People keep counting and waiting for one leader. We need a new leader. We need new representatives. No, we need to fix the fucking system. The systems are broken.
Tear it down, right? Tear down the system. But Jack, there's all this talk, and I think it was Goblin, if I'm not mistaken, who said hands on. He flashed his camera with his tiny hands, or someone else said hands on. But I agree. The time is now. The time is now. We can't wait any longer. The time is now.
See, I don't want all the secrets to come out because I got
Reverend.
Secrets. Like that time when I was little and I stole a candy bar from Benjamin's 5 and 10. Benjamin's 5 and 10. I stole a candy bar. Yeah, I don't want that to come out.
Oh. You stole a candy bar. It's happening now.
I did.
Right here with Jack's show. And this is the beginning. Like that I think Jack is starting a movement here that people got to kind of pay attention and get on board with and drop their own little personal stories and issues. We get off track sometimes. I know it's kind of natural, but and then some people play characters like popes and all this ridiculous stuff. But
by the way,
the thing is, we got to get on track here, and it's happening now.
What are we getting done tonight?
By the way, it seems trivial, but I'm telling you the honest truth. I was a little kid, and I really did steal a candy bar.
Is that why you
did you ever forgive yourself for that?
Banana, what's going on with you today, man? That's the third time you insult Brenda. That's not nice.
I'm asking a genuine question. At what point, Brenda, did you decide to just say no? I'm gonna chop it off.
That's not
this is
you want to. That's not what they
Banana.
do.
Oh,
Banana.
if it's rude, just say it's rude, and I won't ask Brenda. Just say it's rude, and I will stop.
It's not the
I
place.
think
nor
if
the
you're really
time.
interested, Banana,
How about
you
that?
That's
Okay,
a
I'm
Google.
sorry.
That's a Google
I'm sorry.
search.
I'm sorry. Then I'm trying to be behaving, but I do.
Oh,
I have
that's a Google search, and you're gonna have to take.
Well, that doesn't tell me about you when I do a Google search, Brenda.
Well, that will get you the that will get you the general information.
So I just guessed about
Ham
your
Banana. Why are you so interested in Brenda's banana? Like, come on, this is personal stuff.
Maybe
He's
Ham
trying to sound
Banana
like
considering
CP.
it himself.
Maybe I'm
Jeez.
sexually attracted. You never know. Come
You're
on.
taking the show in a bad direction here.
Definitely not into anybody here.
Not yet.
You're taking over Jack's show. It's
right inside
disrespectful.
you, Brenda.
No, I got standards.
Banana, can I ask you a question? Could you please answer it like honestly?
No, because Jack's pissed. Just let Jack take over.
Jack will understand. Have you been drinking today?
Yeah,
Because you sound a little bit like intoxicated, and you're not reading the room. You're not waiting for Jack to speak.
I'm drinking. I'm chilling. I'm chilling, you guys. Just let Jack take control. Why you guys all pointing the finger at me? This guy's wearing a fucking devil helmet. You blame him.
You kind of brought yourself into the spotlight by
I can change
you
that.
had to have answers to questions, and you reveal. We all reveal ourselves. Welcome, Powder Dusty. How are you, brother?
Thank you. I'm blessed. How are you?
There you go. There you go.
Less
triggering. Less
and
triggering.
And Tarek, thank you for being a
You're
voice
welcome.
of reason and calling out what's not appropriate. I
Yeah,
appreciate
yeah. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what religion you are, or what label, what gender. I think we should all respect each other. That's just my thing. It has nothing to do.
I can ask Powder Dusty the same thing. At what point did you decide to chop your dick off, Powder Dusty?
Holy cow!
Dude.
Well, Powder Dusty didn't chop his dick off.
Watch.
Are you-
Let him answer.
Banana, are you considering transing yourself? Is that
yes?
Are you looking for resources and information on how you can collapse yours into a vagina?
I thought you were gonna answer like a normal person and just say I haven't transitioned or anything like a normal human.
Well,
being,
I'm curious about the question. You're asking a lot of people about their penises today. I'm curious if it's our penises you're interested in, or your own penis that you're interested in.
I'm interested in all the penises, sir. All of them.
And I rest my case. I have nothing else further.
Hey, are you wearing the same clothes as yesterday, Flow State? In your stream?
I am.
Yeah, you are. You didn't change your clothes.
I am.
You're obsessed with me, with the blanket and all that stuff.
I'm obsessed with you, and you're tracking what shirt I'm wearing.
You did a whole live stream about me. You did hours about me last night. You are obsessed with me. Come on,
no,
dude.
I did like a 3-minute intro. It was hilarious.
No, the whole show was about me.
Ladies love
Anyway.
El Diablo.
Yeah, there you go. He's obsessed with me.
He barely talked
Jack
about
is laughing. I like this. This is a wonderful show, and I think I've done my role here as a co-host to get Jack laughing. Let's throw it back to Jack. You guys have been talking a lot. Let Jack take over with the show and get it back on track.
Actually, I don't get unpacked.
Go down, black man.
No, I won't.
Oh,
so Jack. So Jack, I agree with that.
Racist.
So I agree with the idea. It's just the implementation is what I'm concerned about. I want to make sure we can actually get all the way there and not have it hijacked by some even meaner, more crazy guy.
Heck, you don't have faith in Jack. That's what you're saying. You're lacking faith.
No, you need to listen closer, King Stephen.
Okay.
You need to listen closer. My
I'm
issues
sorry.
not with the idea, but the
I'm
implementations of the idea.
Go ahead.
I make sure we do
implementations. Okay.
Jesse's here. It must be time to chill.
Let Jack respond. You guys are talking too much. Jack, go ahead.
I didn't understand the question.
I didn't understand.
That's exactly my issue. That's exactly my issue.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's exactly my issue. I like the idea. I don't like the implementation. I don't think we're
clarify, Hank.
Get all the steps all the way there. I think we could get hijacked by someone really evil if we don't do it right.
Well,
be clear.
I get an idea of where you're coming from, but what I want to encourage you to consider is that apprehension is what I'm pointing at. It's our ego mind that suggests we need all these details or else. the worst is going to happen. And what I'm suggesting is the world becomes safer when we don't have people. The entire political system, with the way the lobbyists work, Citizens United, giving all this power of influence to the wealth, it's insanity. It's crazy sauce. And
crazy sauce.
It is.
I just never heard that figure of speech before.
You get it with your pizzas here in Arizona.
Crazy sauce has been in my mind lately.
Yes,
I believe that. I think that's probably true.
I agree that's crazy sauce, but is what you're proposing any less crazy than what we're already dealing with?
Is that not a good shirt? Jack Talcott and be like, this is crazy.
Jack Talcott crazy sauce. I'm seeing branding here. This is
host state.
Jack
Talcott in the chat.
Into pasta.
Is that like barbecue sauce or something? Jack Talcott. It's like
crazy sauce.
It's like Heinz 57. You don't really know what it is. It's not in a category.
Put it on
crazy sauce with a host state picture
right?
in the chat. It's pregnant with Jack's baby. That's crazy sauce. Host state.
Pregnant
Look at that.
Jack's baby. Hold on. We don't want to talk about fat people, do we? Do you want to play the fat people game, Steven?
Look at his belly. Look at host state's belly.
Look at these cheeks. Look at that jowl.
Look at host state's belly.
How many chins are there? Can you make me full screen so I can count the chins?
Go ahead.
I see 4.
Look at host state.
Is that unpredictable?
That's like a baby neck. You probably get food stuck in your neck creases.
Yeah, that was a picture from yesterday, according to you. But there you go. Have you seen him in the shower, host state, with the pregnant belly? Everybody's seen that by now, haven't
your
they?
neck creases smell like a baby neck?
You changed the topic. You can't address it.
Goblin has a thing.
You're such a pussy host state.
Jack, I want to go to bat for you again. All right, because this
you're way
is true.
out of shape for your age.
It's being told that by you discussing God with people, it's being said that's blasphemous, and that's actually not true, because as a follower of the Most High God, we're actually supposed to spread the good news, even with people that we may or may not agree with.
True. Very true. I agree with that.
Okay. Back to where I think Hank was at. I realize here's what I'm looking at, right? If you can see what I'm seeing, then maybe you can understand why I'm saying what I'm saying. The systems right now, Donald Trump and all of this, what's happening right now is a dismantling and an exposing of a lot of things that people have been pretending to be blind from. But it's bringing the truth into light. And the reality is if we don't change the direction, then it's still going to end up being more of the same. Because what Donald Trump is promoting is America first. And what does America first mean? Wealth and authority, not the welfare and the safety of the average working men and women. No, it's wealth and authority. So I'm suggesting that we have the opportunity. There's enough evidence collectively in the online and off. There's people we know enough to know that it's time for the liars to be exposed. Allegedly, that's what Donald Trump and the Doge team are supposedly doing, but they're playing this game of theatrics still.
Yes. So I want something I can go here to there, but your plan is, well, they let me in the gate, and I tell them to knock it off, then hopefully they'll rise up and knock it off. And I don't want to put all my dice in that bucket.
Why?
Because I don't trust them to actually knock it off after you tell them to knock it off.
What's the risk of trying? What's the risk of getting on board with this crazy idea that probably won't work? I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
So the risk is how much resources I have to put in to actually even get a chance. So how much
you're a black guy with autism. You don't got shit to lose. Just
holy cow! What's up with that hominins?
Just believe in the thing. Come on, just
what's going on with that hominins today?
I'm trying to break them down so we could get them in conformance with the.
I'm not trying to pick on you. I don't want to sound like I'm picking on you.
I'm used to speed running these things, you guys. I know how to break a person down and get.
Hey, Zatoichi. Hey, Zatoichi here.
But King Stephen, real quick, did you know you're over flow state, and so your flow state can actually teabag flow state? Oh God, you flipped it.
Yeah.
Watch out!
Oh, here it comes! Here it comes!
Oh Lordy, let me get out of here with that.
No,
look at that belly.
I don't want to be on
belly.
the screen.
Look at his belly. Lift up your shirt. Lift up your shirt. Show the big belly. Show the big beer belly, fatty. Lift your shirt up. Lift your shirt up. Lift it up. Show it. Yeah, there you go. There you go, fatty.
You don't even cam up, you coward. Come on cam.
There you go. There you go, fatty.
Jack, I do have
Jack
a
loves this.
question.
Jack encourages flow state. Come on, Jack. Throw it back to Jack.
I did encourage.
You did. You did.
Goblin, please.
Is there blood on that knife?
What?
Was that a bloody knife? What was that? Oh, never mind. I thought it was a bloody knife.
Yeah,
Jack, I have a real question.
Get your eyes
I just
checked,
have
fatty.
them laying around.
Trailer trash, fatty.
Would you
Go ahead,
please,
Jack. Yeah,
Goblin,
let Jack
please.
speak.
I'm not going to say that you're a communist. Okay. I will say that you do follow more along the lines of the socialist idea than me. I am a capitalist. Okay. So from a capitalist to somebody that may have a different perspective, what do you think may be a healthy common ground?
Life.
Sorry.
Life has been under the system of ownership and control, the capitalist system. It's commercialized everything. We lost sight of the value of life. And life is a true gift. It's intended to be shared, not sold, not reserved for only the wealthy or the powerful. Life is a gift for all of us. So what my hope is, the way I can envision this possibly working, is to communicate with the men and women in Washington, D.C., those who are tasked and paid as employees to represent America. Well, let's have a heart-to-heart conversation about what is real and what is important. The Democratic Party, the Republican Party, they are not important. And yet there's these men and women who are allied and they're willing to go down with the ship just to make sure the other side loses. Well, as the Democrats and the Republicans are fighting over which job plan is more productive, the working class is losing. We don't have to have a world of winners and losers, not in the way that it's been. If we unite together with the common goal, we want to make things better. It can happen.
Goblin's a capitalist. Jack, would you describe yourself as a socialist, communist, Marxist, anti-capitalism? How would you describe yourself if you had to put yourself into a category?
That's a tough one.
How would you describe what is happening in this picture?
Can you stop obsessing over me and let Jack answer the question?
I would say anti-capitalist because he kind of hates the money system.
Well, you're not allowing Jack to answer for himself, though.
I know, but I'm trying to get it back on Jack's focus. I was trying to get it back on Jack because you guys are talking about a fucking picture of a fat guy.
Thank you. And you did answer. Your assumption was accurate. I mean, that's probably the closest I can.
You don't like Fat Flo's belly? Sorry,
I can easily accommodate the idea that I'm anti-capitalist, okay? Because under the way it's evolved and become, I see it clearly as one of the beasts of rule. And As long as people are going to defend and honor a slave system, we're going to stay divided. What I see as a solution is the truth. I believe that if the truth is open source, knowledge, best practices, actual reality of how much is available, we have these corporations that make profits by creating illusions of scarcity, illusions of importance. And the closest solution I've heard is the resource-based economy. That's just one title.
I wouldn't think that I don't see what you're saying to be really anti-capitalist. It's more of the anti-rule, the ruling class over the slave class, if you will. I don't see it as anti-capitalist. Now, the reason why I'm a capitalist is I believe you should be able to have what you work for.
But you don't have any capital, isn't that true? Goblin, do you have a home? Do you have any capital? Do you have any capital?
Okay. I do have some things, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I understand the other side of the pendulum.
Yeah, I concur with
I see the problem in capitalism as well.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, so I don't think Jack Liston's necessarily anti-capitalist. It's just he wants to bring the rulers down to size, which is I can support. There's actual policy in the books that we're not forcing that would do that.
Why are the Jews so good at capitalism, you guys?
Are you Jewish?
No, I'm not. If I were, I would say, why are us Jews so good at capitalism?
Yes, Kabbalah. To answer the questions, Kabbalah.
What's that? What is Kabbalah?
Jewish magic.
Oh my God.
Nobody's let Zatoichi
I thought you were going to give me a real answer, not fucking black magic.
Zatoichi, what are your thoughts?
I wasn't trying to interrupt. I just wanted to get that out there. You hear? We can expand some other time on it, but I really want to know more about these perspectives.
I don't know. Zatoichi, you have any thoughts?
I don't know, Jack. Do you lean towards Marxism in any way? Because sometimes it seems like you're the things you talk about might be in alignment with some of the Marxist thoughts.
Okay.
Do you agree, or would you see yourself leaning that way?
I'm no expert on Marx. I've read the Communist Manifesto. There's a lot that made sense. I don't identify myself as a Marxist or a socialist or a communist. I'm the definitions. This is the greater message that I've been trying to share. The power of words. We people argue and argue over definitions of words and labels and trying to fit things into these different boxes or identities. We lose sight of what is real. And what is real is I oppose the unreasonable profiting of others, because profits, paying interest on interest, right? Paying profit on interest. It's all imagined. It's all hypothetical that everyone treats as real.
Yeah.
The money system's a lie. It's the greatest lie that's been sold to mankind, and we inherited the lies, just as our children are inheriting the national debt. It's all a bunch of bullshit to keep the masses employed and entertained, separated and divided. It really is evil.
Oh, this is the Karl Marx guy. I've been hearing that name in the philosophy stuff, but I didn't know that's who this was. That's why when I was like, I was gonna be like, "What is Marxism?" But I just
should we piss on the Federal Reserve?
To be quiet, and I googled it in the background.
Should we piss on the Federal Reserve and the Jewish bankers?
Let's not assign individual blame, but let's destroy that organization. Absolutely. The Federal Reserve is a criminal enterprise that Congress has been enabling and supporting ever since 1913. And it's time. It is time.
We're on the same page, Jack. We're in agreement. Here, we have agreement on this. So let's build from this and our common ground. We have agreement. Is anyone here in disagreement with that we should end the corrupt money system, end the Fed, and the central banks? Does everyone agree here, or do we have any ones that are bringing disagreement? Okay.
Can we?
I also agree that.
Do you agree, Hank?
That by removing that ideology, there's still a way to still be able to work for your shit and keep it without.
Does that gay pope agree or disagree? The gay pope.
Gay pope agree or disagree?
Do you agree or disagree?
Fat gay pope.
The fat gay pope.
I'm just kidding. I don't know why I'm being such a piece of shit today. I need to be nicer. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm just being an.
Well, that's honest. That's so honest of you. I appreciate the honesty.
I'm just an asshole today. I don't know what's wrong with me.
He's admitting to it today for once. This is a breakthrough, really, on Jack's show here today. Banana, I'm proud of you for that.
I'm proud as well. Thank you.
That was good. That was good. That made me laugh.
Also, on the other hand, it's okay actually, just to experience. We don't necessarily need to own everything, because a lot of people do live above their own means. We see this in the world. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But at the same token, yes, we need it. It's a change of value. I think
I have too much abundance. I think that Brenda made a good point earlier about wanting for things and not being able to get everything. What did she call it? Delayed gratification or something like that. I actually am still pondering what she said earlier, and I'm taking in everything that everybody's saying here right now. It's happening now should be a theme of one of Jack's shows. I think that would be fantastic, because there is something happening here. You can see it and feel it happening. And this is an adventure. Go ahead, Jack.
Hey, Stephen, I think what you brought up, thank you. We've
welcome.
Covered a lot of topics, and sometime for us, a good practice for us all is to pause, consider, reflect, near immediacy, right? When we experience different things, particularly if we notice. I think Banana may have had a breakthrough today, and we've had some good conversations. I think it's time to start wrapping up. That's where I'm
absolutely getting. Great call, Jack. I think this has been a magical show today. A fantastic show. I think everybody had a good time here. Oh, Salty Siren agrees. She said it's magical. Way to go. Shout out to Salty Siren. Beautiful woman, intelligent, insightful, great sense of humor. We had some fun here today, and also had some breakthroughs. And Jack, I think you really nailed it today with your topics and with what you were putting out there and offering us today. Wonderful job.
Thank you, my friend. I appreciate
You're welcome.
it. Anyone else?
I just want to say I'd like to catch up and expand more on that conversation about the economic system. Have a great day.
You're a hardcore capitalist, though, right, Goblin? I think he is. Oh, he's gone. I would have liked to hear more from Zatoichi with Jack. I think a one-on-one between Zatoichi and Jack, perhaps in a future show, would be excellent.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
because I think that there's something there where it could be a great conversation, like some disagreement, but also I think that he's coming around, Jack. I think you're actually reaching Zatoichi. It might not seem like it, but I think he's open to it. He keeps coming here, and I think that you can reach him. I have faith in you.
Thank you.
I have faith in you.
Encouragement.
Is he still a nincompoop? Is he still a nincompoop?
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of agree.
I think he's trying, though. I think Zatoichi's a good dude, and I think he's coming around. He's still coming around here, and I think he's going to be on board one day with the Talcott train.
I think it could be right.
Awesome. So thank you for having me. Peace to everyone here. Peace to everybody here, and love. Please point to the sign on my way out, Jack, and thank you. Love to everyone here. Love. Love more. Love.
Thank you. Yeah.
Wait, is this? Oh, this is the love sign. Shit, I just gave him the wolf pack.
You won.
I always win.
Congratulations. Thank you.
I actually didn't win. I was in a race to beat myself. I'm making. I don't know if you can see backdoor envy.
Oh, no. All right. Thank you. I'm going to leave it right there. Blessings. Thank you to all who tuned in, who joined the panel, who helped and really created the conversations today. The topic, what I wanted to get across, it's a number of different ideas, but initially with the thumbnail, the observation of what is love, what is not love. Love is not selfish. Love is not attachment. Love is not ownership. Love is not controlling. And yet, it has those qualities as well. Because to truly love something, you create an intimate relationship, and you own that which you love with your heart, with your care, with your trust, with your faith. So those attachments, though, they can be unhealthy. And the world we live in, with the likes of the billionaire class and the poverty class and the middle class and working class, all these classes, man, let's have some fun. Life is an adventure. It's a create your own adventure. If you want to win, you must know. And to know, you must think clearly, not just rapidly, not just multi-functioning, not just, I don't want to overcomplicate it. The idea I wanted to swing back to, though, is the idea of your breath. Allowing your breath to be the magical essence of life that it truly is. Allowing yourself to slow your breathing, to feel your breathing. Because if you can control your breath, you can control your mind. And if you can control your mind, you can overcome the world. And the world is that which is before you. It was what was before, and it is before you, and it is what will become you. We are the world. There's a song about that too, I think, but I'm not so much into the media. I am into hopefully the motivation, inspiration, and encouragement. So if you haven't done so yet, please do the subscribe thing, invite others, and we'll tune in again in the future. Thank you again. And until next time, choose love, peace for everyone, and live without fear. God bless us all. Peace.